Hello, and welcome to episode 10 of Vampire the Requiem. My name's Mike Baxter, as you no doubt know by now, and I am the storyteller for tonight's game. Um, we're here with Robin because Melody had a last minute back issue and Patrick spelled salsa on his computer.
So yeah, you're stuck with me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I told them computers don't generally like Mexican food, but he had to find out for himself. So, so I will let Robin tell you who she's playing and all of that.
Hi, I'm Robin. I am playing Winter Jameson. She is a vampire of the Invictus Covenant and Deva class, and she owns a vampire-themed goth nightclub in New York City.
And as we left last time, uh, we won't be doing Misty's storyline tonight in case you guys were looking for werewolves tonight, but we'll get to them eventually. Uh,
Everybody loves werewolves.
they're fuzzy and cuddly and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, sure. I don't think I'd want to cuddle with one, but that's just me.
Yeah. Uh, so last time we played, tensions have been getting higher and higher as the Sanctum's big holiday gets closer. The yeah, at the prince's birthday party, he sent Bella out because absolute chaos had happened in the park. There were dead, dead gangrels, dead maquette. I think we decided that it was 7 dead humans and 2 injured human cops that were called to the scene.
Was not a good situation for anybody.
No. And so tonight opens much like it always does with the normal stomping around of Dexter, which he decided not to wander out in the middle of the night this time.
Probably a smart move.
So, even though you guys have blackout curtains, you can always tell when it's time to get up because Dexter's always up before you guys are.
Yeah, I didn't know he was one of those early risers when they turned him.
Yeah, well, we're only talking maybe a half an hour. It's not like he's getting up at 6 in the evening. Although with blackout curtains, he could if he wanted to.
As long as he didn't go outside.
Fact, with blackout curtains, you can stay up all day. It does zap your energy level, but you can do it. None of the three of you have found a reason to have to do that yet.
Yeah, and I'd rather not.
But,
Takes a lot of energy to run a nightclub. I wouldn't want to be trying to do that after staying up all day.
yeah, with no sleep,
Yeah, no.
then having to deal with God knows how many
Drunk humans, yeah.
and or belligerent vampire types. Not to mention these days the Stryx and the Seven that are wandering around.
Yeah, that.
That um, so you and Natalie are slowly waking up, and Natalie's grumping about Dexter stomping around. It's like, why does he have to keep doing that?
Well, we may have to talk to him about that at some point.
And then you hear him say, Winter, there's a phone call.
For me,
Yeah.
all right, so I'll get out of bed, I'll wrap my robe around myself and go into the kitchen and pick up the phone, I guess. This is Winter.
And it's Dexter on the, or not Dexter, excuse me. It's Tanner on the other end. Um, you got a little time before you got to open the club.
A little, yeah.
The prince gave me an assignment to give to you.
Okay.
Um, you want me to describe it on the phone, or do you want me to come over there? Or,
Oh, why don't you meet us at the club in like half an hour?
okay.
I can talk to us while we're getting ready to open.
And you hear Dexter in the background. He's like, yeah, that'll give him time to get dressed. You really don't want to come over here. And you hear Tanner chuckle. It's like, so you guys literally just got up, huh?
I turn around and show Dex my fangs.
And Dexter just smiled. It's like,
Yeah, I got those too.
he's like, see what I got to put up with two female vampires around here? Tanner says, you know, one of the major advantages of being Prince, he can just tell people what to do. So,
We actually need to talk to Tanner anyway when we meet with him because he doesn't know about the whole. Oh, did we tell him about us getting pushed around the other night? The night before was he wasn't there, was he?
no,
So we need to tell him about us being semi-attacked.
that's true, yeah. Nobody
Yeah, because
knows.
I don't think we told him about that yet.
Nobody knows about that. So, you say that, you're gonna let him go because you gotta get dressed and you gotta get Natalie out of bed still, because she's still laying there. Um, he says, okay, I'll meet you at the club in a half an hour.
So
To,
first thing I'm gonna do is get myself a mug of blood.
yeah. And as Tanner's getting off the phone, he's like, make sure Natalie has a Bloody Mary set up for when I get there.
I will give her the message.
Okay. It's been a rather rough evening. Yeah. And with that, he says, you know, see you soon, and hangs up. And Dexter just sort of walks up to the kid, up to you, and like squeezes your shoulder. Gotta have some fun with you guys. And with that, and as the two of you are talking, you see a quite bleary eyed Natalie sort of stumble down the hall. Like, what was all that about?
Tanner's gonna meet us at the club before we open. Apparently, the prince has something he wants us to do for him.
Uh, Natalie's like, we get paid extra for these assignments by the prince.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Dexter's like, it's more like you can't say no if he told you to do something. Because after meeting him, I get the idea that you said no to him, things would not end up well.
Yeah, I kind of get that.
So, better to stay on friendly terms. If you guys want to go do whatever the prince wants to do, I can sort of hold down the club till you get back.
Well, that's true. There's the bartender upstairs that can, you know, work both or not. You can call your friend back in.
Nat thinks about it for a second, goes, you know what, might be a better idea. I should hold down the club because I know what I'm doing behind the bar. And you should take our, our lunkhead friend here because he's big and strong. And that way, if anything happens while you guys are investigating, he would be more help to you than I would.
That makes sense. So I kind of elbow Dex and be like, "Oh, you up for an adventure tonight?"
I guess. Don't know what the hell we're walking into, but why not? So, and Natalie's like, well, I'm going to jump in the shower real quick. Um, you said you were headed for the fridge for a mug of blood.
Hmm.
And while you're doing that, you grab Natalie's mug and fill it and set it on the table. Because for some reason, she only looks like she's half awake at the moment. Dex says after we do this, when we go back to the club, we should call that band that was at the Prince's birthday party.
They already have an appointment to be. They were gonna play Friday.
Uh,
We
De-
already arranged that with them.
Dex is like, did you guys tell me that?
I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I think I might have forgotten to tell you. But yeah, we've got a. They're coming on Friday.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Gonna have them play down on the main floor or up in,
Up in RIP.
uh,
And according to the lead singer, if things go well, we may even have a standing gig night. So we'll see.
have we even talked about advertising or anything?
Uh, no, that's not something I thought about, but
Mm, well,
there's been a lot going on recently.
yeah, it's true. Things are getting weirder by the day. Uh, I can do my standard flyer thing and hand them out. Well, I can put them around, plus, I can hand them out to the people that, as they walk, either walk in or walk out of the club.
Right, and you can ask the couple at the corner store if we can put some on their counter like we did with the opening of the RIP section.
Yeah, that seemed to work pretty well. Plus, we're probably getting low enough on blood that one of us will need to go over there within the next day or two anyway.
Yeah, we did go through that, don't we?
Well, just one mug a day. It's like the bottle only lasts 4 days. So every 4 days you gotta go over there. Um,
Maybe we should just buy, like casks. Do they have casks of blood?
you can get bigger bottles than your standard bottle. You can,
Okay.
in fact, your standard bottle is 750 milliliters. You can
Mm.
actually get bottles that are twice that size. So that'd last you guys a week, at least a week at a time, which would be better. They're more expensive, of course, but if you're, you know, because your big thing is you guys are too busy to keep running over there every 4 days. So you could do it on the weekend, on your days off every week. It'd be easier to do. So actually, well, um, was thinking we could stop by on the way home tonight, 'cause when you go to fill the mugs, you've basically got, after this morning, you've basically got one more mug per bottle, and
Mm.
then you're out of blood, so, which is not a good thing. So Natalie comes out and sees her cup sitting there, and she smiles at you and gives you a hug. And Dex is like, we talked about having more fun on our
Yeah,
on our day off. We should do that. It would de-stress.
sounds like a plan.
We can do takeout Chinese like we did the first time. Although I guess
Or I was thinking we could go to Times Square and go hunting to start out with.
that would be nice. Go, go hunting and then come back to the apartment and have some fun.
Exactly, that was what I was thinking.
That'd be a nice way to spend our day off for once.
Yeah.
'Cause there always seems to be something that pops up on our day off. So, well, he's like, you ready to go?
So Nat's in the showers. I need to hop in real quick after her.
Well, she came out.
Oh, she's out. Okay,
She's
yeah, I'll go.
standing there drinking her mug.
Oh, I'll go get in the shower real quick.
Okay. So, do you have, well, you said all of your um, clothes are basically the kind of stuff you would wear at the club. So,
Right.
so you don't have the problem of deciding what you're gonna wear every day.
Just yeah, I just have to decide what I want to wear.
Yeah. But it doesn't. You're not like most people that it takes.
No,
Yeah.
no,
You're not standing there by your closet going, "What should I wear?"
no. I actually, Winter probably does what I do in real life. I have my whole outfit planned out the night before. I
Uh,
mean, not laid out, but just in my head. Like I know exactly what I'm going to wear the next day.
that that works. I actually do that too. Um, so you, you take your shower and walk out of the shower and into your bedroom and get dressed real quick. And you walk back out into the kitchen and um, you see Natalie and Dexter sort of play fighting in the kitchen, and he's like, "Oh, okay, you're ready to go." Um, so the two of them finish their mugs and set them in the sink. Did you finish your mug before you? headed off to the shower.
Yeah.
So everybody grabs their purses or bags or whatever they call them these days. And Natalie checks to make sure that her keys are still where she put them. She presses a couple of buttons on her phone and it brings up an app that shows her what level of charge the Tesla in the garage is in. But it it really doesn't matter because you guys are so close to the club anyway that you know.
I mean, we could walk if we wanted, but with the, like you were mentioning, the Stryx and the Seven, I don't think I want to take that risk just
Yeah,
because of them.
with the tenseness of everything going on, it's not really smart to be just out randomly walking around these days.
And I don't think all three of us are going to fit on my Vespa.
No.
That paints a really freaking hilarious picture, but I don't think it would happen.
Dexter Dexter would take up the whole seat on your Vespa. It's like you and Natalie wouldn't have anywhere to sit. So yeah, that's not an option. Now the other two of them could get Vespas and the three of you could go wandering around the city.
Start our own vampire Vespa
Yeah,
gang.
you you could all do that. As a human, Dexter was a member of a biker gang. He gets he gets turned into a vampire, and now he rides around on a Vespa. It's like you all three of you get leather jackets made. And the whole thing. It'd be hilarious. Because I'm picturing you can get Vespas now that look like the old ones, the ones from the 50s. So I'm thinking those with leather jackets and like 1950s hairdos, and you start your own vampire 1950s biker gang
Right.
on Vespas instead of Harley. And be
I mean, this is the kind of content you're watching for, right? Vampire Vespa gang.
could could bring in a whole new group of customers to the club. You never know. Your your Vespa club starts to grow and it like doubles the size of your club and stranger things happen. Uh, but you guys go out and she unplugs the Tesla and you guys hop in and takes you a couple minutes longer to get to the club because it just seems like there are more people wandering around in the streets. And it just seems in general like the neighborhood's got more people in it.
Mm.
And it is a touristy neighborhood to begin with, but, but it seems like the number of extra people are just it's just more today than it has been.
Well, they must be here for the big Sanctum holiday coming up.
Yeah. In fact, Dexter, being new to the whole vampire thing, hasn't really got a grasp on the whole vampire holiday thing. So he's actually kind of interested to see what's supposedly going to happen. You guys get to the club, and there's already a line started where Dexter usually stands with his clipboard.
Is Tanner there yet?
Not yet. Um, you open the door to the club, and the three of you walk in and close the door again. Natalie's like, well, it's good that Tanner hasn't showed up. Excuse me. That Tanner hasn't shown up quite yet because I don't have his Bloody Mary done for him.
Yeah, you better get on that. And I kind of pat her on the butt and push her towards the bar.
Oh, it's good to keep your Invictus rep happy, you know. And
Yeah,
he does tend to hang out with Prince a lot. So,
right. And as nice as Tanner is, I somehow get the feeling I don't want to end up on his bad side. So,
probably not. But then again, I could fix that. I could spend an evening with Tanner and he wouldn't be upset anymore.
I could pretend to think about it, and then I say, no, he wouldn't be upset anymore. You're right.
And Dexter's just standing there like half confusedly smiling. And he walks up to you and whispers, she do that kind of thing all the time.
Natalie, Nat likes to get around.
Hmm.
What can I say? And
And
I think she's got a thing for Tanner as well.
and Nat's over at the bar getting tomato juice and blood and celery and all the stuff that goes into that. She goes, you know, you're not far enough away that I couldn't hear that conversation.
Well, plus, don't vampires have, like, really good hearing?
Yeah, not as good as werewolves, but better than humans. So yeah, she's and she goes, and for your information, from my male perspective, there's nothing wrong with Tanner.
I didn't say there was anything wrong with him.
Then you realize that Tanner and Natalie have never actually sat down and had a conversation with each other. The closest they've ever got when he goes to the bar and orders the drinks that he gets. That's the only time they've ever had to talk to each other. He talks to you more than anybody. In fact, Natalie says it would be nice to see him when he wasn't coming in to tell us that something was horribly wrong.
Yeah, it would. I mean, it'd be nice to see him relax too, just for his own sake.
The only one that gets to relax is the prince, and that's because he's the prince. And while you guys are having the conversation, Tanner does, in fact, walk up and knock on the door. And Dexter walks over and unlocks the door and lets Tanner in. He says, hello, how are the three of you tonight?
We're doing okay. How about yourself?
Doing alright given the situation. And Natalie walks over and hands him his drink. And yeah, he takes a sip and looks up and smiles at her. The prince should have like three of her. Yeah, because his staff just can't do that. Um, but I guess I should let you guys know what the prince would like you to do.
Yeah.
Well, there is a Sanctum building, I'd say maybe 6 blocks east of here. He wants you guys to go in and snoop around
That
because
sounds dangerous.
because it is his opinion, and I agree that there's, you know, whatever's gonna go down is based on one of the Sanctum's major holidays and major uh, rituals. So we would like to get as much information on that as we can because there had to be planning going into this.
So, do you want us to like break in when it's closed and there's no one there, or how do you want us to handle this? I mean,
Uh, Actually, breaking in when nobody's there is probably, well, I was gonna say the easiest, but then again, there might be words and such like that.
well, yeah, I wasn't thinking so much wards as actual, security cameras.
Yeah, that too. Dexter's like, oh, I just put a ski mask on and break a window or three or four. Did it as a teenager all the time. Dexter's like, his family must have been fun. Or Tanner. um,
And I'm thinking, wow, I should have done a more thorough background check before I hired
yeah. Or turned him for that matter.
him. Yeah.
Um, Because the prince assumes that with all the chaos going on, a couple of broken windows, they're gonna be like, oh, the
Hmm.
the Stryx did that or whatever. Which the Lycaea Sanctum has a serious issue with the Stryx. They just think the Stryx are extra creepy.
Yeah, well, I'm not too fond of them
yeah,
myself.
yeah, yeah. But it would probably be best to do this. I wouldn't say wait until after the club closes because that's too close to sunrise. And you,
Yeah, well, Nat already volunteered to watch the club for us, so Dex and I can go whenever. And it sounds to me like it's a good thing I'm bringing him along because, might need the extra protection.
yeah, I would go, but seems like my days are used up going to meetings and such.
Well, and you said the prince specifically asked us to do it?
I think he was the thought of Dexter being large enough to protect you if necessary.
So, exactly what is it we're looking for? Just so we know.
Plans, schedules, yeah. Find what is the sanctum, what are they doing for this? Um, the ritual is basically fairly simple. It's the vampire version of baptize in, but they usually have a big festival around it. So, what is it? Where is it? How many do they expect to be there? Yeah,
Hmm.
general planning details so that we know what to expect. Therefore, if something starts going on out of the ordinary, we've got to
Right.
we've got to jump on it if you can.
Yeah.
So, and who knows? There there any notes about what they're thinking? That would be good to know too.
Okay, so look for anything like plans, any notebooks, sticky post-it stuck in place, and
Yeah,
anything like that.
you know how many how many mercenary maquette spies? You know, how many did they hire?
Hmm.
That sort of thing.
And exactly what do we do if someone happens to walk in and catch us? Then is it a free for all? And is it kill or be killed? Or this mission sounds somewhat not safe to me.
Well, it's probably not. It's not as safe as the other things we've been having you do. No, that's why it's better to take Dex with you. And at this point, Natalie walks out from behind the bar with the gun that you guys keep behind the bar, and she checks it for bullets and hands it to you. Like you might need this before the night's over.
Thank you. Probably not a bad idea. You think you can keep things in line here without it?
Mm, considering I've been a vampire longer than both of you put together, yeah, probably.
Good.
And if necessary, I'll just call Tanner and he'll come back.
Oh, and if anything wrong, like anything really bad goes happens with the nightclub in particular, give me a call.
Yeah,
Like if the place burns down or something, I want to know.
you mean like if a flock of Stryx tries to come in the front door?
Yes.
She looks at Tanner and goes, "You guys need to use your scientists to develop uh, Stryx repellent." And Tanner laughs and goes, "I'm actually surprised they don't have that nobody has that
Strix be gone.
yet." Well, he says the Order Dracul fancy themselves as scientists, so you would think, but nobody's probably nobody's thought of such a thing because they usually don't congregate in these kind of numbers, which is another thing that makes this whole thing a little weird. So, anyway, he finishes his Bloody Mary, and turns to Natalie and says, "If you do end up needing anything, give me a call. I will be at the Prince's because part the major reason he wanted you guys to do this is that any first-hand information that you can get will help inform our strategy because we do believe that something really weird is going to go down. So, plus, the more control we can have over the less likely that you and your club will end up being involved.
Yeah, that would be nice if we weren't involved in all this.
So, and with that, he's like, oh,
Oh, wait. There's actually one more matter. Just to let you know, when Nat and I were in the park the other day, we kind of had a little run in with a couple of the vampires that beat Dex up.
hmm,
And I could be wrong, but it looked like there were a couple of Nosferatu in with the gangrels. So now we may be having issues with more groups than we thought.
hmm. How long ago was that?
Wasn't it the night before? I think it was last night.
Yeah. Well, definitely the last time you were in the park.
Right. Yeah, I think that was last game, so that would have been last night.
So, hmm. Well, I'm glad you guys are okay. I will tell the prince about this, and we'll try to get a hold of our contacts. You know, there is a Nosferatu on the prince's advising council, so maybe you can set up a meeting and find out more. But be careful.
Try to.
And if things aren't going well and it just starts to feel wrong, get what information you can easily get and get out of there.
Okay.
And with that, he'll set his he'll take the glass back over to the bar and hand it to Natalie, and as soon as you guys are back, give me a call. And with that,
Well,
and with that, he walks out the door. And um, there is a line of customers outside by the time this whole interaction's done. Dex says, "You want me to let these guys in before we leave?" Or
Uh, sure, you let them in, and I glance over at Nat and be like, you've got it covered for the rest of the customers, right? You let them in and all that.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'll tell Dex to let these guys in, and then we'll take off.
Fact, what I think Natalie's like, what I think I'll do is I'll pull Shannon from upstairs and let her handle the door unless and until the RIP section starts to fill up. So, and you guys, you and Dex get ready to. You put the pistol in your purse and get ready to head out the door. Eh, as you are literally heading out the door, Bella opens the other door and walks in. And, and she says, "Oh, hi. Where are you guys headed?"
Oh, we're on a mission for the prince. Nat's got the bar handled, or the club handled for the night.
Well, hope you have an interesting night.
Yes, apparently Dex and I are going to be maquettes for the night.
Bella's like, "He's a tad bit big to be this stealthy spy type, wouldn't you think?"
Yeah, right.
And Dex just turns around and glares at both of you. It's like, "I can be stealthy if I want to be. I just don't see a need for it."
Well, actually, being a bouncer, it's better to present yourself in, in the more opposite of stealthy.
Right? Yeah. I prefer intimidation over stealth myself. Yeah. And the two, I suppose you're taking Natalie's car.
Yeah.
So she she hands you the keys. She's like, "Please do not hurt the car."
I won't. I promise.
they they are a tad expensive. So you guys hop in the Tesla, and within 10 minutes, you're parked in the back behind the neighborhood Sanctum building. This is where all the Sanctum members come to worship, and even non Sanctum members uh, who aren't fans of the other uh, groups. They may not like the Sanctum all that well enough to be official members, but it's the normalest of the rest of them. So, and as you're getting out of the Tesla, you do see a couple of cars parked in the parking. Because if nothing else, there would be the night shift security and
Hmm.
janitor and all that sort of stuff. Um, so how do you guys want to play this?
Well, I know trying the door is useless because we specifically went when it was locked.
Plus, if you tried the door, you might be attracting night shift security if they have one inside.
Well, if we if we break windows, we're going to be attracting night shift security too.
That's true.
So, I mean, I'm not really sure what the options are, though. I doubt there's a chimney, and I don't think Dex would fit down it to begin with.
No,
I probably wouldn't either.
no chimney.
Are there any windows that are like slightly ajar already that we could just lift and slip in?
Um, well, well, no. Give me a subterfuge and streetwise roll.
Subterfuge and streetwise. Okay. And I don't have anything in either of those, so do I only roll one? The
Actually, um, I didn't think vampire had an investigation thing, but they do. So,
Yeah, they do.
so give me a investigation and survival instead.
Investigation and survival. Okay. Ooh. Well, I got one success, but I also got a one, so that would be three failures.
You buy you
Yeah.
as you're walking around trying to check things out from the outside. Dexter slips on a puddle of water in the parking lot, and while he's stumbling around trying to keep from falling on his face, um, you attempt to help him, and both of you go tumbling into the blue recycle bins that they have at the edge of the parking lot for the garbage people to pick up.
Oh yeah, we're doing the stealth thing really well.
Yeah. So you may, the two of you, make an incredible amount of noise. Plus, there's now garbage, recy- recyclables, I won't call them garbage, um, scattered from the edge of the parking lot into the street.
And let me guess, security's coming.
We're about to find that out. And once again, this botch was brought to you by Robin's Dice, who seems to have a lifelong mission.
They want me dead. My dice want me dead. It's not just the D20s, it's the D10s and all of them. They just want me dead.
It'd be hilarious. You both go tumbling into the recycle bins. Uh, you hit your heads on the recycle bin, and you were killed by falling into a recycle bin.
Oh, God.
You're lucky it takes more than that to kill final death on a vampire, but it'd be hilarious. The littlest possible thing.
Right.
Yeah. So, mm, ooh,
Oh, that didn't sound good. Ooh.
actually, the two security guards hear your noise because there's no way they couldn't. In fact, a couple of people on the street stop and look. So, so the two security guards, the two inside ones, come rushing out the door, and they bump into each other, and they both tumble down the considerable flight of stairs that leads from the parking lot to the front door. They botched worse than you did.
I was gonna say they had to have watched
Yeah.
for that.
Well, they rolled 4 dice, two each. 2 1s, a 6, and a 3.
Oh,
So yeah. So they are now laying on the pavement, very hurriedly trying to get up and brush themselves off, hoping that nobody saw that.
mhm.
At the same time, you and Dex are doing the same thing at the edge of the parking lot, some 20, 30 feet away. So what did the two of you do?
So, does it look like either of the security guards are looking in our direction, or are they coming towards us, or no? At this
At the
point,
moment, they're just trying to get up
okay.
because they crashed into each other. And what they're worried about is that nobody drove by and saw this happen because
Right.
God knows you wouldn't want that.
So, since we have a little time, I'd say, and since we know that the security guards are now out here and not in there, since we have a little time, we ought to just try to get in as fast as possible.
Okay. So, um, what would that be? Since you don't have celerity.
I have one thing in celerity. You still have,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So give me a dex and celerity roll
Dex and celerity. Where's Dex? There's
to,
Dex.
to
Okay.
see if you can get up and bolt past them before they can see you.
Nope, three failures again and again. It's the same thing. I rolled a 9 and a 1 and a 5, so three failures. Shit.
So you rolled 2 dice, right?
Three.
Uh,
Three, yeah.
a 9 and what now?
A 9, a 1, and a 5.
Okay. So
Okay, yeah, so that would be three failures.
you didn't, you did fail, but you didn't botch.
Right.
Um, Dex tries and actually has one success. So he is able to get himself standing and run quickly enough to get inside. He doesn't have celerity, but what happened was when you failed, you got up, but you tried to run and you hit the same puddle of water that the security guys did. So you went down on a knee, but the really bad part is you were base the two security guards and you are now face to face with each other as, as they were trying to get up is when all this happened.
Did they see Dex run in?
No,
They did not see him. Okay.
because you actually served as a distraction for him to run by. Because suddenly you were right next to him and they're going, okay, this is weird.
So they definitely see me now.
Yeah. And
Okay.
in fact, what they're going to do is, since they don't even see Dex, they're going to attempt to get up and grab you, which they would, being security guard.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what is your defense?
Two.
Um, they are able to get up, but because of your defense, they are not able to grab you because they got one success and your defense is two. So they got the one success allowed them to stand up again,
Mm-hmm.
but they weren't able to grab you. It's like you defended yourself when you saw it coming. So now, what do you do?
I am going to profusely apologize for knocking over the recycle bins, but I'm gonna pretend I'm drunk and just like hope I can convince them that I just wandered over here, I don't even know where I am. It's kind of, I'm so sorry about all that, and I do have I do have pretty good. I have 4 dots in persuasion, so
Okay, roll me.
let's see what
Persuasion
happens
roll.
here.
But before you do that, they're like, okay, but what about the other guy that was over there with you?
And I don't. He must have run off on me. I mean, maybe he was afraid he'd come out because I made all this noise. I didn't see.
Hmm. They're like, we're not sure if we believe that, but roll your persuasion roll to see if you can convince them of how innocent you actually are.
Come
Or
on,
not.
Dice. I need you to be nice to me just for this once, please. Nope. 6, 2 5s, and a 2.
They, at least you didn't botch. They don't believe you. So, this time, they each get a success and each one of them grabs one of your arms and is like, why don't you just come inside with us and we can figure out why you're really here. And they start heading with you between them across the parking lot and up the stairs into the building. They do not, however, realize that Dex is already in there. But give me a um, see. Actually, given the situation you're in, what would your character do right now? Being that you are being dragged by your arms on each side, well, not dragged, but escorted into the building, what do you think Winter would do right now?
Try to get free. Like, as hard as she could. Wriggle, pull, bite, whatever.
Um, the, well, give me an intimidation and brawl roll.
Intimidation. Okay. Oh, damn it. My dice like those ones tonight. 5, a 1, and a 6. They want me dead. My dice want me dead. So I don't even know what I did to them.
So, you attempt to break free, but they just hold you tighter. And they're like, don't make us have to cuff you. And by this
See,
time, you, you've reached the front door of the building, which is still open, where they came out and bumped into each other.
see, now's when turning into a bat would really come in handy.
You don't have to. Yeah.
I know. That's when it would really come in handy.
Not the way your dice going, it would.
Right? I accidentally turn into a praying mantis or some shit.
You, you turn into a bat, all right, but it's one of the rubber Halloween ones.
Well, it's a base. I turned into a baseball bat. Oh god, that would be the best. That'd be so fucking hilarious. Just turn into a Louisville Slugger.
So they take you in the building into the security office and sit you in a chair. And they're like, um, We know you're not drunk. So, why are you really here?
I'm not gonna say a damn word.
Huh? One more. They, when you don't say anything, they both make intimidation checks. And they both fail. They're not very intimidating security guards. Actually, but they keep you there for about a half an hour while they're trying to figure out what the hell you're doing there and what the hell to do with you. And while they're having this conversation about what to do with you, about, whether to call the Sanctum Inquisitor or not,
Oh, that sounds not very pleasant if it happens.
because since they can't make you talk, they figure he might be able to. While that conversation's going on, you see Dexter pop his head into the doorway. Just enough for you to see him, but not enough to make them turn around. He basically mouths the word, "Do you want me to have a go at these two?"
So I kind of get him, they don't want to draw attention to him. So I'm just gonna hope he gets the message that they said yes.
Okay. So you nod enough for him to get the clue. He walks in behind the two of them, taps them both on the shoulder, and as they turn around, he grabs them both by the neck and lifts them off the ground. He's like, "Hello, gentlemen. Why are you bothering my friend there?" And since he's got them by the throat, all they can do is sort of open and close their mouth. They can't actually say anything. And he, you know, he basically is like, you're going to leave now. Your shift is over now. Don't worry about locking up. You both have very pressing reasons to leave now. The main one being, if you don't, I will snap both of your heads off.
Now, are they human or are they vampires? I assume they were vampires.
Yeah, but he's still, you can combine them
Mm.
and get him.
Oh, okay.
So, even though all three of them have, quote, extra strength, extra human strength, he has more because
He's
he's
bigger.
twice their size. Oh, and by the way, if you tell anybody about this, I will find you. Because I live in the area and you don't want me to find you. And, and he sets them back down on their feet. And they look at each other with this look like, this isn't worth it. And they just walk out the door.
Would this be a good time to take a quick break?
Actually, I was just thinking that it would. So, we're going to take a quick break and um, we'll be back in 20 minutes, but it won't be that long for anybody watching. So, we will be right back and see how many more times uh, Winter Dice try to kill her.
Oh, seriously, this is getting to the point where it's just embarrassing. I mean, I'm getting the reputation as the girl who rolls like shit.
There's always got to be one in the group. Hello and welcome back to tonight's episode of Vampire the Requiem. Before the break, our intrepid duo was trying to break into the neighborhood Sanctum building on the request of the prince, trying to find information for the upcoming holiday celebration. Um, Needless to say, it hasn't gone well up to now. Uh,
My dice want me dead.
Dex is the only one that saved you so far. Um, in fact, he just intimidated the security guards and made them go home for the evening. So the two of you are now free to investigate the Sanctum building and see what you can find.
Well, did Dex have a chance to do that at all while I was getting my ass dragged around?
Otherwise occupied.
Yeah.
Well, let's give it a roll and find out. So, yeah, he said he's been able to look around, and there's a large room at the end of the hall with a plaque on the door that says Sanctum Office. So he's assuming that that's where the secretary is and
Mm-hmm.
where most of the file
The
cabinets and paperwork and
paperwork
such.
would be, yeah. Uh, do we know if the door's locked or unlocked?
He says,
Did he
ha-
try it?
haven't tried it yet, no. What happened to you anyway?
I tried to, convince them of my innocence, but they didn't buy it, so they kind of dragged me in here.
I was able to run by them.
Oh, that water you slipped in? Yeah, it got me.
Uh,
I
so,
was in such a hurry, I wasn't even paying attention.
trying to make sure they didn't get you, and they almost got you. Well, they did get you
They
because you were
got me,
trying.
yeah.
So, well, they're not going to be a bother anymore. Um, so, well, let's go down to the office and see if it's open or if we have to, quote, open it ourselves.
Okay.
So, you guys head down the hallway. Uh, Give me an investigation roll.
Investigation. Okay. That's two failures. Big surprise.
No, Dexter didn't succeed either. So the two of you get to the office that Dexter was talking about. Very ornate gold plaque on the door that says Sanctum Office. Um, says, why don't you see if the door is unlocked?
Okay, so I'll grab the knob, the handle, or whatever, and
Just give me a dex roll
sexual. Okay. Dex.
on the no particular skill necessary. Just turn
Oh, okay. One success.
the door is in fact unlocked, which is kind of odd with nobody around. Um, you pull open the door. The place is in a. The place looks like it's been rifled through.
Oh,
There are papers everywhere.
someone got to it before we did.
And we don't know what they're looking for.
Right. Well, I guess we start looking around for what we were looking for.
Uh,
Any ledgers or anything that look like records.
well, give me an investigation check.
No, two failures.
See if Dexter can do any better. Well, three successes and one one. So he actually rolled two tens and eight and a one.
Mm.
So that means a total of two successes. So he's able to find the secretary's daily calendar, which the holiday is uh, not next Saturday or Sunday, I guess it would be, but the Sunday after. And there is a notation under that saying large celebration, um, Washington Square Park, starting at 10 and running till 3. Half a dozen to be baptized. Uh, Maquette spies have not checked in. We'll follow up. And where, that's where the note ends, or the calendar page ends. What are you going to do?
Well, this is definitely information I need to remember. So, because I don't want to, fuck with this calendar page and make it obvious that someone was in here, I will take a little notepad I keep in my purse out and a pen and write all that down. And if that's all we've found, I mean that should be enough for now. So I think we ought to get out.
Um, hmm, give me a wits and intelligence.
Wits and intelligence. Where's intelligence? Where's wit? There's wits. Okay. So let's 3 successes.
You hear a noise. There's a side door in this room. It almost
Okay.
it almost reminds you of an adjoining room in a hotel sort of thing.
Okay.
And you hear a noise directly behind the side door. Like somebody tossing things around, moving things.
Does Dexter hear this too?
Yeah. Let's find out.
I actually rolled 3 10s. I was shocked.
Well, and Dexter rolls another 10, so he gets one success. He hears something, but not as loudly as you do.
I'm gonna ask him what he thinks we should do because whoever this is obviously isn't being gentle about it. They're tossing the place like, they're looking for something like we are,
Yeah.
but we don't know who they are or what they're looking for. So, do we want to draw attention to ourselves, or do we want to be as quiet as possible and hope they don't hear us while we get the hell out of here? I mean, what do you think we should do?
I think uh, I would pick choice B if it were me.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards too.
Um, if I was by myself, that'd be another story. Um, so you guys are gonna try and stealth your way out the door.
Yes.
This should be cute.
Oh God, you're gonna make me roll, aren't you?
Yeah,
Oh no.
stealth and survival.
Stealth and survival. Okay. Okay.
Just to give you a little bit bigger dice pool to fail with.
I got two successes.
Okay. You are actually able to make it out the door and start back down the hall. Um, um, Dexter got one success. So he was also able to make it out the door. But when you go to close the office door again, the door to the, for lack of better term, adjoining room opens and a person runs out of it going the other direction. Um, would that be? Oh, no. Um, actually, give me another. Um, no. Give me an intelligence and socialize roll.
That is two successes.
On first glance, you're convinced that even though they're running away from you, you're convinced that you've seen this person. So you take a closer look with your second success and you realize who it is. It's Lucian Caldwell.
I was gonna say I couldn't remember his name, so I was looking at my notes. Like I was gonna ask, is it Lucian?
Yep. It's
Okay, well this is definitely absolutely information that Tanner and the Prince need. So
because, and you're like, why in the world would Lucian be in the Sanctum building? And how in the world did he get in?
he broke in like we did.
Yeah, but you didn't see any other. Well, technically, you didn't break in.
No, no, I didn't. Dex broke in.
You were escorted.
Yeah, I was invited in.
Yeah. Now, Dexter snuck his way in, but you were invited. Um, as you're recognizing that it's Lucian, he suddenly just goes around the corner and disappears. You don't hear footsteps or anything like him running or whatever. So what do you do?
Well, I still think we ought to get out of here, go back to the club. First thing I'm going to do is go in my office and call Tanner and tell him what we found and who we found. And
Okay.
I think that's the best course of action.
Okay. So, mhm. Just as the two of you are headed out the door, you see a security car pull up with the Sanctum logo on it.
Shit.
The and you're like Dexter's like those two little so and so's that left must have called somebody.
Should have just killed them.
I agree, but on the other hand, that would have caused a little bit more mess.
Well, is their car like between us and our car? Or.
No, it's just pulling into the parking lot.
But they would see us if we tried to go for our car, right?
Possibly.
Because, like, we are not supposed to be here, so I do not want them to see us. Like,
So if you don't want to try and get to your car, what do you want to do?
well, I mean, I would say I want to try to get to the car, but the way I roll, I know it's not gonna happen. Although, I don't know, it depends on what I would have to roll to try to get to the car.
Well, I can think of several things you could do. just make a dash for it and hope that they don't see you. You could, one of you could go up and distract them, but that wouldn't really help it because both of you want to get to the car. Um, yeah, or you could hide until they go into the building and try to make it to the car after that.
Is there some place or something around that lends itself to hiding? I mean,
Well, they're up closer to the building, between the building and the parking. There are bushes and trees and, landscaping sort of stuff.
okay. That sounds like the best option. So I'll signal to Dexter quietly that, we should hide in the shrubbery.
Give me a
Oh, God. Okay.
give me a stealth, survival, and composure roll
Composure. Okay.
because you have to, not lose it at this point.
Oh, shit.
What?
I got one success, but I got two ones and a five, a four, and a three. So
You,
two ones are not a good thing.
you botch.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Okay, let's see what if Dex does any better.
Oh,
Dex gets one success. Um, but he is torn. He's like, do I go help you? Or do I hide? Or. Because as you're making it around the building where the trees and all that stuff are, you trip on uh, exposed tree root and face plant basically right in front of this tree.
vampires aren't supposed to be clumsy.
Um, they are when they're stealth roll botches. They are they are anti-stealth at that point. So you are laying face down in the yard in the front yard of place. And let me see if the security guards have gotten out of the car by now and see you
Oh no.
laying face down in the yard. No,
You didn't? Good.
they do get out of the car, but they're talking about things and looking in the other direction. Um, Dexter decides to run over and grab you and help you up and drag you around behind the tree that you just face planted in front of. It's like, let me guess, you haven't done this much, have you?
No, I not really done the espionage thing before. No.
So you finally are the two of you are finally hiding behind the tree, which is a large willow tree, basically. And you're standing there hoping really hard that the security doesn't turn around and see you as they
Right.
walk in the door. Because you are just to the side of the building. And they walk into the building, up the steps and into the building. And they never notice that the two of you are standing there.
Thank God.
Because they got one success and one won,
Mm.
and the others were just regular failures, so they just didn't see you. Which I could understand them not seeing you, but
Right.
Dex is a bit large, so that's a surprise.
So we wait a minute or two and then run across to the car.
You guys get in the car and pull out of the parking lot and head straight back to the club or
Yeah, gonna go straight back to the club.
okay. About just as you're pulling out of the Sanctum building parking lot, your phone rings.
Okay, I'll see. Is there? Do I know who it is? Does Is it in my contacts? Who is it?
It's the club number.
Oh, okay. So I'll answer it.
It's Natalie.
Yeah, let's go. What's going on? Is everything okay?
Not really.
What's happening? We're on our way back right now. It'll be about 15 minutes. What's going on?
Um, I don't believe it myself, but I'm going to tell you. A,
This doesn't sound good. Okay.
a human, we do get a small percentage of those.
Right.
A human walked into the club while I was making drinks and busy and not looking at the door with a Stryx on his shoulder. Like,
So it was a human that's been possessed by a Stryx.
and, and,
Walked
it,
into the club.
and it was sitting there petting it as it was sitting on its shoulder. And we've got about half a dozen beings that have been, shall I say, taken over, enthralled by this thing.
What does it want?
I have no idea. But you know because Tanner and the Prince have told you. Basically, the only thing Strix wants are to possess creatures until they no longer serve its purpose, and then it kills them.
Yes, shit, we've got a situation. Like I said, we're on our way back now.
They basically want to build an army, is what they want.
Well, we're on our way back. I'm gonna call Tanner, tell him he needs to meet me at the club. There's an emergency. I tell him what's happening at the club, and whatever information I have for him can wait till after we deal with this. But
How close are you to the club?
probably about 10 minutes away at this point.
Do not enter the club.
Are you there?
No, but it would be best if you stayed outside until we don't want to run the risk of you getting possessed by this thing.
Okay, so both Dex and I should stay outside.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we get there, I'll just text Nat and let her know we're here, but you just say to stay outside. And can you meet us here?
Yeah. And I'll bring I'll bring a Strix retrieval team because I can't do it myself. So about you, like you said, about 10 minutes later, you pulled the Tesla into the parking lot. And you park it in Natalie's reserved Tesla parking spot because it has a charging station for it. Um, you've told Dexter what Tanner told you.
Yeah,
He's, you can feel he's nervous. He wants to get out and try and, you know, he's like, Natalie's in there. We can't just sit out here and wait for people.
yeah. No, I know. I don't like it either, but it's. I mean, I understood the reason. I just hope Nat doesn't fall under that thing's sway. That's all I know.
Uh,
Don't don't let it get her.
Dex is like, if it does get you, what the hell can they do about it? If anything.
I don't know.
Um, and I'd say you'd been waiting in the car for about 15 minutes when you see Tanner pull up in a four-door Porsche, which they have now, by the way. Um, he gets out of the driver's seat, and three other people in what looks like riot gear get out of the. One gets out of shotgun, and the other two get out of the back of the car. And they have, you know, body armor and helmets and boots. And Tanner walks up to you and, how long ago did this happen?
The Strix thing. I don't know. I didn't ask Nat when it happened. She just told me that it happened
How long ago did you talk to her?
about 10 minutes ago.
Mm. Oh, you mean like right before you called
Yeah.
me?
Yes.
Okay. Um, I'm sending the three of them in. Um, they have specially reinforced helmets so that this Stryx ability to possess them gets blocked. Um,
Is there anything they can do for the people who've been possessed to get them unpossessed?
we we have treatments for it. We would have to take them. Um, we we can do this one of two ways. One way is we have to clear out the club. Second, the the weapons we use to um, drop the Strix would drop everybody in the club. Not kill them, but it would knock them all out.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good for business.
So we'll go with the clear everybody out because
Yeah.
um, the human goth won't know what a Stryx is. The vampires that are in there will definitely know what a Stryx is. Some of them may have never seen one, but they'll know what they are. So when we give the order to clear the club, they'll know. Um, be careful because there's going to be a lot of people running through this parking lot fairly quickly. Um, fact, why don't you call Natalie and have Natalie start telling people to head out the door?
Okay. Unless she's been entranced by this thing,
Yeah,
I'll call her number.
okay. And while you're doing that, I will roll to see if that in fact has happened.
I should have kept my mouth shut.
What?
I should have kept my mouth shut.
Well, no, I was thinking about it anyway because I was thinking about it when she called you. Mm. You call and there's no response on her phone.
Yeah, that's not ominous at all.
Second option, and he turns to Dex, says, "You willing to go in there?" Dex says, "Not only am I willing to go in there, I'm going to grab Natalie and drag her out of there, whether she's possessed or not."
Well, they said they have treatments. I was hoping this wouldn't be the case.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I want to see her like that.
No. I've seen a lot of people possessed by Stryx. They just look normal.
Dex has seen a lot of people possessed by
No,
Stryx.
Tanner says
Oh, okay.
this.
Oh, I forgot he was there. Yeah, yeah.
Tanner's like, they look normal. They just look like they're staring off into space. And they don't tend to respond because the Strix is the only thing that they'll respond to. Like if it gives them an order, they'll do it. So
So if you bring, just hear me out here. If you bring her out, and the Strix that is in control of her tells her to kill us, she'll do it.
she will attempt to, yes.
Okay. Guess that's a chance I'm willing to take to get Nat out of there.
If the, if she were to attack you, the two of you may have to uh, incapacitate her. nobody wants to see her dead, but the two of you may have to render her unable to hurt you because unless the Stryx tells her to stop, she will keep trying to do so.
What if we were to somehow kill or harm the Strix itself? Then would its hold on her be released?
Yes, um, that is our last resort. Actually, we would rather capture it. The Invictus wants to capture it, study it, and come up with something that will stop it from, not stop it, but like almost like a vaccine sort of thing. Um, because, you know, there are too many of them to kill them all off. So it'd be easier to get vaccinated from them.
You mean a vaccine that would keep you from being susceptible to being possessed?
Yeah,
We could try tinfoil hats.
the humans have tried that.
Doesn't work.
Mm, I think they used a weaker form of tinfoil. No. Uh, it's what you get for going to Walmart. Uh, uh, or conversely, the Invictus were able to find a way to harness that. We could pretty much possess everything else.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, but that's just me.
Well, there are, as there are with any group, members among us who only see the power and financial gain of things. And they're like, if we can possess everything and have every creature do what we want them to do, we could basically take over. But so Dex is like, are you done yet? I have work to do. Are you done yet? And he walks into the club. And you can, if you look in the big plate glass windows in the front, you can basically literally see him picking up people and shoving them out of the way. And he gets to Natalie and literally picks her up off the ground. The Stryx attempts to stop him because one of the people he picked up and tossed was the kid that had the Stryx on his shoulder when he
Mm.
walked in. I'm going to see how that little confrontation went. Strength and roll. 2 successes. He swats the thing out of the way, and it basically takes to the air and is hovering above everybody at this point. But it definitely looks like it took damage. Like most vampire type things, bashing damage heals fairly quickly, but it did enough that it rattled the thing.
Hmm. It went. Oh, that was a more formidable opponent than I thought.
That was a bit uncomfortable. Let me get out of, you know, combat range here. And so, with Natalie is just looking straight ahead, eyes glazed over.
And I look at Tanner and I say, "You did say there's something you can do, right?"
Yeah, we do have treatments, but the people are gonna have to come back to Invictus headquarters where our lab is.
Right.
In fact, he's like, while we're waiting for Dex, let me call them and get a van on the way.
Okay. Thank you.
So he turns, uh, flipped his brand new $2,000 flip uh, phone, and they are that much.
Damn.
Yeah, I just about fell over. I was like, 2 grand for a phone? You're kidding.
Yeah.
Um, but he does it and makes the call and gets the van on the way. And then you hear him go, "Don't worry about it, just get over here," and hang up. Says, "Some newbie vampires." Guy was like, "Well, been over to that location a couple of times now. What's going on over there?" And Tanner's like, "Don't worry about it, just get over here." Because it's same guy that picked up the gangrel that attacked the guy in line.
He's going, "I need a raise."
Yeah. And So when Dex picks up Natalie, she she struggles. She tries to attack him, but he's just too strong. And yeah, and he literally just puts her in a bear hug and carries her outside. And while he was doing that, he was like, everybody in this club needs to leave, needs to exit. Um, and everybody does except the six people, the six other people who have been possessed by this thing. And Dex comes out, and you see that he's basically attempting to restrain Natalie as gently as he can.
Is she still fighting him? Is she like wriggling and shit?
What now?
I said, is she still fighting him? Is she like wriggling and
No,
shit?
he has squeezed her enough that she's sort of gone limp.
Okay.
Um, she learned really quickly that he was a whole lot stronger than she was.
Yeah.
Um, and when Dex tells Tanner that the other six didn't come out, he's like, well, now that the club is empty, we can, the three of them can go in and finish this. We want all seven, including the Stryx, alive if possible. And the leader of the team nods his head, and the three of them walk into the club. And you hear an ear piercing squeal. And then you see it's not smoke, it's thicker than that. It's almost like foam. And the few minutes later, the leader of the team pokes his head out and motions for Tanner and Dex to come in. And do you go up next to the window to look and see, or
Yeah.
okay?
My club, I need to keep an eye on what the hell is happening.
Um, you look in the window. You don't go near the door. Um, there is literally foam on the floor. Um, the six human and or vampire, they're not sure yet, are laying on the floor, un- unconscious. And the Stryx is laying on the bar, unconscious. It fell from the ceiling and hit the bar so it didn't hit the floor. And there's foam on the bar, and there's basically about uh, 4 inches of foam, or what looks like foam.
Oh, so what's it gonna cost me to get this shit cleaned up?
Oh,
That's what I'm thinking.
Tanner's like, don't worry about it. We have a cleaning team. You know, we've. This is what we do with Strix. We have a we have a cleaning team to cover the
Okay.
aftermath of it.
Okay, good.
um,
Because yeah.
fact, I will get a hold of the dude with the van and have him inform that we need a cleaning team because the situation has been neutralized.
Okay.
Um, you may have to find a backup bartender because we're gonna have to take Natalie for a few days.
Okay, well, um I could get the name of Natalie's friend who should take over from here. I could get her name from Nat's phone. It's gotta be in the contacts.
Yeah.
And her have her fill in.
Okay. Hmm. E- Even though I don't want to see what they have planned, part of me wants this um, holiday slash ritual to be over.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, we did find some stuff from the event calendar.
Ah, okay.
So I'll tell him all of that, and I'll tell him, of course, that we saw Lucian running away from there. Like he'd been sacking the place as well. So I thought that was information you'd want to know.
Hmm. Huh.
I'm sure it was him.
I will ask the prince what to do about that. Should we interrogate him ourselves, or should we give him to the Sanctum for breaking into their building? Besides, he is a rogue element of them. He,
Right.
he was a priest for them a while back. So that may make them even more interested as to why he was breaking into the building.
Yes. I tell him the information about the date and time and everything too. So,
So we've got roughly 2 weeks to figure out and hopefully minimize what's going on.
yeah.
Hmm. tell the prince that you guys did a really good job, and I will show him the information. And, about that time, two vans pull up. They look identical to each other. Two people jump out of the first one, and four people jump out of the second one. And the leader of each group walks up to Tanner. He tells one to take the seven people, put them in the van, restrain them, because they're not sure what they'll do, and take them back to the Invictus headquarters. And he nods, and the two of them start doing that. And then he turns to the leader of the other van and just says, fairly simple, um, Stryx evacuation and cleanup. Do, um, I want the club cleaner than it was. I want. I don't want to see a trace of any of this. And the the guy he's talking to nods and then motions for the other three to follow him in. The other three have all kinds of equipment with them. And Tanner turns to you and says, we can't just vacuum this stuff up. It has special chemicals in it, that not, you saw what it did,
Yeah.
it has special chemicals in it. And if we leave any residue, somebody will walk into your club and pass out.
Yeah, I'd rather there not be any residue then. Again, bad for business.
Yeah, so we have to be very specific about how we clean the place up. You should be fine and ready to go by tomorrow night.
Okay.
Oh, and as far as the cleaning team goes, you never saw them.
Of course not.
Because we don't want anybody else attempting to get the technology that they use. Um, you should be able to come and see Natalie in a couple of days. She should be on the road to recovering by then.
Okay.
Um,
We'll do that.
Dex is just standing there with a combination of basically anger and confusion. He doesn't understand any of what is going on. All he knows is somebody he cares about is basically zombie form. And
Well, I've got that going on too, but I have, you know, stuff to do. I can't give into emotion, but yeah, I've got that going on too.
but well, you use your intelligence a little more. Dex is the type that is like, if necessary, I'll just hurt it. you know, I'll just
Right. Or at
pu-
least try to.
yeah, punch it or kick it or whatever I have to do. And there's nothing. And he's basically done what he can do here. And it didn't, you know, he got Natalie out, but now he's like, what's gonna happen to her and all this sort of stuff. So he's trying really hard to hold it together because he knows Tanner likes Natalie and wouldn't do anything to hurt Natalie, but still, Dexter is like in over his head. He's like, I don't know what's going on here. And he's suddenly become no longer a fan of owls in any way, shape, or form. So, um, Tanner is like, you've pretty much done what you can do here. You guys should, after the night you guys have had, you should go home and get some rest.
That sounds like a very good idea. Now look at Dex and say maybe we should stop by the corner store and pick up some more blood on the way home.
Yeah, 'cause we are running low. We'll see if they have the bigger bottle.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We do seem to be going through it every 4 days or so.
Yeah. Not like you guys don't have the money to do it, but
Right.
yeah. So, uh, Tanner will walk over and give you a hug, and he'll walk over to Dexter and do the, handshake into the hug thing, and
Hmm.
like, Natalie will be fine. It'll just take a few days. We've done this before.
And there's no long-term effects.
Not that we've noticed,
Okay.
and we've done this dozens of times now. So, uh, yeah. And since it's Natalie, I will monitor it myself. Uh, and I'll give you guys a report tomorrow. And I'll,
Yes, please.
and I'll let you know as soon as you can come and see her.
Okay, yes, please.
So with that, one of the white vans pull away, the one with Natalie and the other six, and Tanner gets into his Porsche and follows the van. The um, the leader of the cleanup team walks out and stops in front of you, says, "I assume you're the owner."
I am.
Um, it's, mm, I've seen much worse. There, there have been places where they had to fill it with foam from the floor to the ceiling,
Oh,
and that much chemical messes with things. Um,
understandably.
this isn't so bad. Um, we can get it done before sunrise, and you should be good to go to open tomorrow night.
Okay, thank you.
Um, and we'll be sure to lock up before we go. I do need your key, however,
Okay, so I'll give that to him.
to lock the place up.
Right, I'll give that to him and say, just give that back to me when.
Um, yeah. Well, and he writes a phone number on a post-it and goes, "When you get here tomorrow, call me,
Okay,
and I'll
thank you.
meet you here and give you a final report and
Okay,
give you your key back."
that works. Thank you. I will
Yeah.
do that.
Oh, so, sorry, some idiot brought one of those things into here.
Well, the only reason he did it, I'm assuming, is because the Strix told him to.
Well, they'll find that out for sure when they're treating him. We'll find out whether the Strix made him do it or
Hmm.
whether he just thought this owl was cool and, you know, that sort of thing.
Hmm.
You never know with teenagers, because even if he was a vampire, he would have, from the looks at him, he was he would have been turned as a teenager,
Hmm.
which doesn't improve their intelligence very much.
Oh God, I'm picturing a bunch of teenage vampires running around. It's not a pretty scene.
No. So he's like, "Well, I'm gonna get back in there, but like I said, call me when you get here tomorrow and I'll come meet you here.
All right, I will. I'll do that.
Right. So he turns around and heads back into the club, and you and Dexter climb into Natalie's car and head to the corner market. And two of you get out and go into the store. The, the elderly couple is there. Hmm. They're both, well, she's standing behind the counter. He looks to be stocking a cooler. She says, "Oh, hi there. It's been a while since I've seen one of you guys.
Yeah, we need to stock up on blood again.
I guess the last time I saw you guys was the prince's birthday party."
Yeah, I think that was the last time we were in.
Um, he does throw a nice party.
Yes.
So, take it you're looking for your standard three blood types you always get.
Yeah, we were thinking maybe we could get the larger bottles though, because we do seem to be going through it every 4 days.
Well, let me see if uh, Harold there can check and see if we have the bigger bottles. And uh, she waves him over to the counter and tells him what you want. He's like, "I'll go check for that." A few minutes later, he comes back carrying three big bottles. He says, "If you guys are going to start wanting the bigger bottles, we don't order those as often. But if you guys are going to consistently buy them, I will start ordering them."
Okay, it seems like that's the way to go. So yeah, I'd say we'll probably come back for the larger bottles.
Yeah, Dexter's like, even the bigger bottles will probably go through a bottle a week.
Yeah.
So, so if you were to order four of each of the blood types we want, we'd we'd go through that in a month. So, yeah, he's like, "Yeah, I can do that. It's only 12 bottles. I can do that. Besides, you guys have been good customers since you moved in over there."
It's very your market here is very convenient, and you got a good business going. So
And Dexter is like, "Oh, by the way, uh, we got a band playing in the club on Friday. If I bring some flyers in, can we put one in the window and make a stack for you guys to hand out? Because if this band goes over well, they might be playing on a regular basis." And um, I think you, and he turns to the lady and like, I think you heard them. They're the band that played at the um, Prince's birthday party. She's like, oh yeah, I remember those. How'd you get those? How'd you get them to play at your club?
I talked to the lead singer, and I'm thinking to myself, and she and I might be playing on a regular basis too, if I have anything to say about it. But I don't say that to the shop owner, of course.
Right, yeah. And I was gonna say, if you did, the old lady would look at you sort of sideways, but Harold would get this slight bit of a smile on his face because Harold knows what you were saying. And the lady looks up at his wife looks up at him and he goes, I'll explain later. So, and Dexter chuckles a little bit as he grabs the bag. And he says, I'll pay for these. And he he gives him a, what, for that size, probably, he gives him a couple of 20s. And they give him a little bit of change back. Does, well, I'll bring those flyers over uh, tomorrow night. So we'll be seeing you tomorrow then. And the two of them wave and you two walk out the door, hop back in the car, and head home. The two of you get in the door. Um, Dexter puts the bag on the kitchen counter, puts the bottles in the fridge, takes the what's left of the smaller bottles, and pours you guys a mug and brings them over, sits down on the couch beside you, and wasn't that a day?
Uh, yeah, I sort of lean against him. Yeah, like, yeah, that was the day.
Yeah,
And I sort of look at him and like, I don't really want to sleep alone tonight. Can I crawl into bed with you?
he thinks for a second, goes, don't see why not. Uh, might want to flip that though, because I'm sure your guys' bedroom's a lot less cluttered than mine.
Okay, well, in that case, can you crawl into bed with me?
Yeah, 'cause Dexter's your average guy. He's not real good about picking up laundry and stuff like that.
Yeah, gotcha.
So he says that reminds me I need to do laundry tomorrow. So, yeah, the two of you basically finish your, yeah, drink, sip on your mugs, sort of trying to discuss things and figure out what the heck's going on. Because it seems like just when you got a start to get a handle on stuff,
Yeah,
something
it
else
goes
happens.
something goes sideways. Yeah, I've noticed that.
And his whole thing with Lucian, with you
Mhm.
seeing Lucian on, in the Sanctum building, makes you wonder just what he was after. So,
Yeah, that's I'd be real curious to know that.
um, no. But Dex is like, well, we'll think about that tomorrow. I think we've done plenty for tonight.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. I don't know about you.
And there are people that are above our pay grade that worry about shit like that. We're just two people that work in a club down the street.
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh, yeah, the blood was nice, but I'm about to go myself. Um, and he stands up and helps you up and puts an arm around your shoulder, and the two of you head into your bedroom. And he pulled all his leather stuff off, and he actually folds it and sets it on a chair, 'cause his leather stuff is the one thing that he does take care of. And sits down on the edge of the bed, sort of waits for you since it's your actual bed.
so yeah, you can undress and pull back the covers on the other side and get into bed.
He follows, and the two of you sort of cuddle up together, and it's not long at all, and the two of you are unconscious. Yeah,
Do vampires snore? I
I
imagine they would. I don't know. Actually, they don't breathe, so they
yeah
might not.
no they wouldn't because
Yeah, they don't breathe,
they
and
don't
that's
breathe,
why.
so
Yeah.
there's an upside for
Yeah, right. There's an upside. Date a vampire. They don't snore.
yeah. There you go. If you have a mate that has a serious snoring problem, just find a way to turn them into a vampire. You're good to go. So, but for those of you who will see this when it goes up on YouTube, I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you had fun.
I did. I had lots of fun.
So did I. That was interesting. Um,
My dice didn't manage to kill me. They failed this time.
they're going to have to work harder with Taylor next week, I
Oh
guess.
no.
Cause currently you guys are on your ship out to sea. So
And I know how sea voyages go in your games. You can never just get from one place to the next with nothing happening. Oh no, of course not.
well, you do have a rather annoyed sea serpent in the area, and they are by uh, profile in the book. They are territorial, and they don't like it when strange ships enter their space without permission. So, and you guys have done it twice now. So you have a rather annoyed sea monster on your head.
Didn't Lucid trap it in another dimension or something?
Yeah, but sea monsters are dragons, so they do have a bit of magic themselves.
Mm, yeah.
We'll get to see whether it can free itself or not. And if it does, it just means you seriously pissed it off.
Right.
So, but we'll have to see about that one next week. Because next Sunday is Fallen Dragons. So, and actually it's episode 30 of Fallen Dragons. So, and you know what else it'll be? It'll be the 100th upload since we started this little channel
Oh,
we've got.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, so be sure to look out for that. um, you gonna plug your latest book before we go?
Oh yeah, check out all my books on Amazon. I got four of them now. The latest one just came out the beginning of last month. So yeah, they're kind of mm, creepy Twilight Zone type stuff. The current one, the one I just released, is definitely leans more towards the paranormal. Lots of ghosts, some pretty good classic haunted house stories in there. So, um, anyway, like I said, check me out on Amazon. Links to my books should be in the description.
And they all are. And follow us on all of our social media: Facebook, Discord, Twitter. I think the only one we're not on is Instagram. So follow us on there, ask us questions, comment on the videos because we will answer comments on those. And definitely like and subscribe if you like the stuff we're doing. And I think that just about covers it for tonight. Uh,
See you next time.
yep. Have a good week till we see you again.